Hi guys, Manny back again. I'm here to talk to you about my little scanning setup that I just kind of put together. I basically went to Home Depot and got everything that I needed to kind of make a copy stand. So I went and got a 16 by 20 piece of 1-inch wood, um, and then I bought a flange for pipe flange for floor, I guess, whatever. I'm not a plumber or anything. I have no idea. And then a 2-foot piece of pipe that screws into it, and that was it. The pipe came with plugs on both ends, so I didn't need to buy those. Um, Rubber planted plugs on both ends, and that was it. And then I had the clamp and the camera clamp, and then I had an old ball head from a tripod, and put those things together, and boom, copy stand. There you go. I'm all set. And then yeah, just use my Nikon D600. I put it on aperture priority. I use this little lomography setup that I got from them. I'll put a link down in the description. It was like $60, something like that. Plus shipping. Really good, really easy. I can do 35. I can do 120, which is basically what I'm going to be doing. Now, I don't scan everything that I shoot. I don't, I went out and I shot my first roll of 120, and I got two pictures that I kind of liked. Mainly just one, really, but that was it. So I looked through the pictures, the negatives, and picked out the ones that I like. Now, here's one thing I suggest: when I had these done in a lab, because I hadn't gotten my chemicals yet. They're still being delivered, so hopefully end of the week I'll have them. Yeah, so I had a lab develop them, and then I went over there and I looked at them over there, and I'm like, wow, these look horrible. They're all soft. They're all out of focus. What did I do? I did find some fungus on the lens or some oil or something on my Yashica mat. So I left it with them to get that cleaned up. But then when I brought the negatives home and I looked at them on my light table with my loop, which is a little bit nicer loop. It's a little peak loop. I don't know what these go for anymore. I think I got this a long time ago. And it's a much better loop. And I'm looking at it and going like, oh, that was their cheap loop. That wasn't my wasn't my camera was out of focus. Just their cheap loop wasn't any good. So I suggest, if you're going to do, shoot negative film, shoot film, is to get yourself a nice loop, so that you can really look good at your images. Like I said, I don't scan everything because I know that not everything that I shoot is great. I shoot mainly, like on this first roll was mainly just kind of a camera test anyway, so I wasn't looking to get anything fantastic. Just mainly making sure the camera worked. But yeah, so it's very, very helpful. You get yourself a nice loop. Spend a little bit of money on it, and so you can look at your negatives. So you don't have to like scan everything. Again, I can't really imagine ever getting. I've never gotten 100% of my pictures are great on anything, whether it's a roll of 12 or 36 or 24. I'm shooting 35, whatever. I maybe pick out a couple, and that's it. Even when I'm shooting on digital, and I got 100 pictures to look at, I might like a couple three. I'm not going to like everything. So that's why it's good to have a nice little loop, so you don't have to waste your time scanning everything. You can look at them and then get a little hole punch, and then I just punch the side of the negatives, clip a little bit out of the side of the negatives so I know which ones I like, and then I just scan those, and that's it. I'm not going to scan 36 images if I only like two. No reason to. So, just makes a lot of work, a lot more work for myself. So there you go. Yeah, so this is I'm going to show you my scanning setup now. So here's my scanning setup. It's my Nikon 600D with a 50 millimeter lens on it. And then there's a little setup I got from Lomography. Very cool little setup. And I bought the wood from Home Depot. Same thing with the flange and then the pipe. And then I had the bracket already and the ball head already. With the 2 1/4, I don't need extension tubes. But with the 35 millimeter, I do need extension tubes in order to get close enough to do the scans. Okay, so here's the little kit. Open it up. Let me clean off the stage, clean off my negative. Okay, shiny side goes up. Put it in there. Get that out of the way. Close that up. Turn on the light. Oh, not quite sitting in there properly. There we go. Okay. So brush it off a little again. Check the level. I've been using little 3x5 cards in order to kind of like check the levels a little bit, make sure that it's level. So I'm on aperture priority, and I'm using a little remote trigger to take the picture. So I'm on aperture priority and F8. I get no camera shake, so you can kind of see what's going on there. Make sure I got everything inside the viewfinder. Wow. And then there it is. Take one more. For 35 millimeter, there's a little box thing with a wheel you can advance the film on that sits on top of the main little light box. It kind of just snaps right on top. There's some magnets. It sits nice and tight on top of there. There's some inserts that you can put in there that I don't like to use because I like to see the whole edge of the negative, and so I just put some black tape on there so that I can see the entire edge of the negative when I'm scanning 35 millimeter. Okay, so I open this up in Photoshop and it goes into Camera Raw, and all I really do here in Camera Raw is just kind of crop it, straighten it out a little bit, don't really do much of anything else, and then just go ahead and straight into Photoshop, open it up, and I do all my adjustments in Photoshop. You can also kind of do this in Affinity Photo or even in Darktable. Darktable has a little plugin called Neg Doctor, so you can just will convert it for you real super easy. So then I just add a curves adjustment and then just kind of switch the blacks and the white inputs, and there you go. And then then I add another levels and tweak that, and then tweak it a little bit so that I can get the right tones and stuff that I want. And then I'll generally add one of my gradient map presets to get really the black and white that I really kind of want. You can play around with it. You're not in a hurry. Just what matters. So I'll pick a gradient map preset, go with it, and if I needed to rotate the image, and let me show you what the final one looks like, or at least what I came up with for now. I don't know. We'll see. May play with it a little bit more, but that's the final. Yeah, so I'm waiting. So I'm getting the Yashica mat cleaned up a bit so that the lens is a little bit sharper, a little bit better, image is a little more crisper and stuff. And then I half shot like one roll of 36 with my N90, and I'm working on another roll that I found my old FM Nikon FM. Yeah, so I was looking around the other day, and I knew still had this, so I found my old Nikon FM. Works great. I put some new batteries in it. This is a wonderful camera because it's completely mechanical. So if the batteries die, you can just keep right on shooting. You can guess the exposure, or if you have a light meter, you just use that. You don't have to worry about it. There's nothing electronic. The only thing that's electronic is the meter. It's like a little tank. This is great. So I'm only about halfway through on this roll of film, and I took this out like 2 days. Took this out 2 days, and I'm only halfway through a roll of film. So it's 36 pictures. So yeah, film's a lot different. And I'm waiting for my chemicals to come in so I can start developing it, and then get back to you on once that happens, and so we can look at some pictures. I'm very curious. Some of this stuff here, I know this stuff works, so I wasn't testing the camera as much. I was actually really trying to get some nice pictures, and I think I did. I think I have. Of course, not all of them, but there's a couple in there that I'm looking forward to seeing. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Um, Please hit that like button and the subscribe button and all the other buttons and whistles and everything else that there are on YouTube. So really appreciate you guys stopping by. Um, yeah, I'm really enjoying getting back into film. It's a lot of fun. It's very, very different. I'll be shooting some more digital. Monday, I got a shoot that I'm going to do for somebody, and that's going to be in digital. So it'll be fun going back and forth. I'll give you back, and as soon as I can. Still getting ready for my show in November. That's been time consuming and a little nerve wracking, but I think I'm getting there. I'm almost there. Got everything. I got like 99% of everything done. So just a couple more things to take care of, and I'll be all set for that. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Go have fun. Go out and shoot. I mean, that's what this is all about. Just photography is fun. So just go out and have some fun. It doesn't matter what you get, as long as you like it, that's all that counts. Okay? Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.